Hello and welcome to Gradient's weekly roundup of key economic and business developments in Sri Lanka for the week ending 16 December 2022. I'm Nishani Pigera and here are the top stories for this week. IMF bailout package for Sri Lanka pushed to next year. Sri Lanka compelled to seek bilateral loans. 120 megawatt hydropower projects to come online next year. Steady uptick in foreign worker remittances. We will also briefly look at other notable news and wrap up with the capital markets update. In our main story this week, Reuters, citing two sources, reported that the Executive Board of the International Monetary Fund is not expected to formally approve Sri Lanka's $2.9 billion bailout before year-end. Sri Lanka's delays in securing prior financing assurances from creditors, mainly China and India, is likely the reason. According to Reuters, Sri Lanka is not included in the IMF's online board calendar, which added meetings through to the 22nd of December to discuss progress and new tranches for several emerging economies. On a related note, Kristalina Georgieva, Managing Director of the International Monetary Fund, and Li Keqiang, the Chinese Prime Minister, discussed the need to reduce risk of debt crisis. The talks also focused on the need to finalize debt treatments for Zambia and Sri Lanka, which would allow for disbursements from the IMF and multilateral development banks. The Sunday Times, citing sources at the Finance Ministry, reported that Sri Lanka is seeking $850 million from India, Japan, Singapore, or a donor agency. This is to be as a bridging finance until the IMF facility is approved next year. Meanwhile, Shahan Semasinghe, State Finance Minister, stated that the World Bank and ADB have informed of their inability to further lend to Sri Lanka until debt is made sustainable and the macro-fiscal stability is restored. According to the Ministry of Irrigation, the Uma Oya Multi-Purpose Development Project and the Moragahakanda Kaluganga Development Projects are expected to be completed by March next year. The project is expected to add 120 megawatts of hydropower to the national grid. This week, the Minister of Energy and Power, Kanchana Wijesekara, met with officials of the Iranian engineering company Farab to discuss the progress of the Uma Oya project. Workers' remittances in November rose to $384 million, 42% higher from a year earlier. Cumulative inflows to November was $3.3 billion, down 36% from the same period in 2021 due to the central bank pegging the USD LKR rate at 210 until February this year, resulting in the informal Hawala system being used to remit funds. In other news, the SLTDA reported that 16,169 tourists arrived during the first 7 days of December. To date, just over 644,000 visitors have traveled to Sri Lanka. Significantly, daily arrivals increased to 2,302 from November's 1,920. A key development in the month was the docking of the luxury cruise Azamara, bringing in 600 passengers and 400 crew members. The extreme cold weather conditions in the northern and eastern provinces during early parts of this week and last week had resulted in the deaths of over 1,600 livestock. Relatedly, the Eastern Province Governor's Office ordered the closure of slaughterhouses, butcheries and meat shops except for selling chicken for a week. And now let's take a look at the weekly movement of the All-Share Price Index and the S&P SL20 Index at the Colombo Stock Exchange. At the Treasury bill auction held on Wednesday, yields on all maturities fell. Of the 220 billion rupees worth of bids, about 98 billion rupees were accepted. And here's how the rupee performed against the dollar this week. And that's a wrap for this week. Do subscribe to our YouTube channel at the link below for more updates on economic and business developments in Sri Lanka. Until we see you again next week, thank you for watching. Stay safe.